Welcome in this history lecture number 15. I am revising history lecture number 1 to 13. They are available on our other YouTube channel, that is UPSC Guru. Uh, just I want to check whether volume is there or not. Just for 1 minute. So, those who want to study earlier lecture, they are lecture number 1 to lecture number 13. They are available on UPSC Guru. That is our YouTube channel. There they are available. Whereas 14 onwards, these lectures, they are available on our Savarkar IAS Study Circle. Now, let us start. The Turkey rule over India. As we discussed in previous lecture, that is about important thing that we are now discussing this lecture with reference to foreign invaders, particularly this Islamic invader. In that we discuss Muhammad bin Qasim, that is the Arab invader. Then we discuss Muhammad Ghaznavi, that is Turkey invader. And now we are switching over to a topic that is Mohammed Ghori and his empire. So after Muhammad Ghaznavi, there was rivalry in Turk people only in Afghanistan over the Ghazni. And after many years, the Ghori or Ghuri, that is the name of person, he was actually Turk by origin, but they settled out in Afghanistan province, and then they decided to attack over India. Now see, after getting thrown off Ghazni, Ghazni is the city in Afghanistan. What we believe, most probably the name of that city should be Gajani. That means Gaja in Sanskrit, meaning is elephant. So where elephants are there, that is called as Gajani. So this Muhammad of Ghazni, that is from that city, now he decided to attack over India as Muhammad Ghaznavi attacked. So Muhammad Ghori now started invasion over India, but in the several battles, he was defeated. He reached till Gujarat, same like Muhammad Ghaznavi, but now the king of Gujarat defeated him. Every battle, then he entered in India. He was having success in entering in India, but he got defeated. And lastly, he was defeated many times by Prithviraj Chauhan, the great Rajput ruler of Dhillika, that is today's Delhi. At that time, it is referred as Dehali. Actually, the meaning of Dehali in Sanskrit, that is threshold, whereas it was also referred as Dhillika. Prominent center at that time, trade center was Kannauj, and Delhi is situated comparatively closer to Kannauj. And now, Muhammad Ghori, in his last invasion, got success over Prithviraj Chauhan by betraying him. Say, it is not in straightforward war. In straightforward war, many times Muhammad Ghori was defeated. But by making some different thing, that during war, they said that we are going to surrender, let us make treaty tomorrow, and spend this night peacefully. And during night, they attacked over over Prithviraj Chauhan's army, and then he was imprisoned. Henceforth, Delhi Sultanate, whatever the rule over Delhi started, that we are calling as Delhi Sultanate. Now, at that time, slavery was prominent, and rich people or the powerful people, they were having capacity to purchase out slaves. And then they also purchased out these slaves. Muhammad Ghori also purchased out slave. Out of that, I'm taking name of prominent slaves. The first name, that is Kutubuddin Aybak. The second name, Bakhtiyar Khilji. Third name, Iltutmish. The fourth name, Yalduts. These are the prominent slaves of Muhammad Ghori. Now, after conquering Delhi, Muhammad Ghori asked his one of the slave, that is Bakhtiyar Khilji, to conquer northern parts of India. And he got initial success. Bakhtiyar Khilji was able to reach till Assam, but he was not able to enter in Assam. So now I'm not able to draw the map right now here. So you must have map in front of your eye. That is imagination. You can come from that is northwest frontier region of today's Pakistan, and from that person conquers Delhi, returns back to Afghanistan, whereas his slave, that is Bakhtiyar Khilji, reached till Assam. So all this Gangetic Valley that is conquered by Bakhtiyar Khilji. Say whatever the prominent kings, prominent cities, universities, they were all conquered and some of them were destroyed. The best example is of Nalanda University that is there in Bihar, a well-known Buddhist university. Why I am saying actually university is university, but it was important center of Buddhism. And then this university was destroyed brutally by Bakhtiyar Khilji. And he penetrated further. But in Assam, at that time, the tribal people named as Ahom, they were very good in archery and they prevented him to enter in Assam territory at that time. Whatever the Gangetic Valley conquered, after that, Bakhtiyar Khilji returned back. Mohammed Ghori returned back to Afghanistan, whereas he handed over viceroyship or power in hands of Kutubuddin Aibak, another important slave. And therefore, Kutubuddin Aibak onwards, the dynasty formed there that is called as slave dynasty. He given all the power in hands of Kutubuddin Aibak. After death of Muhammad Ghori, Kutubuddin managed to get freed from Ghazni, whereas Yalduts got control over Ghazni. Kutubuddin Aibak managed to get control over Delhi, and that is Delhi Sultanate. It is said that Kutub Minar, some controversy is there, but whatever given in book, that Kutub Minar started, the construction of Kutub Minar started during rule of Kutubuddin Aibak. But it is in name of Sufi saint or in name of Kutubuddin Aibak, that is also doubt. And whatever the structure of this Kutub Minar, by observing that, yet many people are having doubt that this is the constructed either on ruins of some Hindu temple or pillar, most probably called as Vishnu Stambha. Anyway, we are not entering into that controversy, but you can observe various videos on YouTube giving information about Kutub Minar. Now, this is situated in Meheroli. According to some scholars, it is said that that Kutub Minar, whatever that is actually observatory. We have to make sky observations. For that purpose, this observatory was used there. That is Kutub Minar. Now, whatever the things about this Kutub Minar, I'm keeping aside. It is said that after death of Kutubuddin Aibak, the construction of Kutub Minar completed. Now, after this incident, that means entire northern India, the northern Indian belt that was under control of Kutubuddin Aibak, he died out. Another slave of Muhammad Ghori, named as Iltutmish. Now, Iltutmish got power in hand. So that's why we are calling this as slave dynasty. So first slave Kutubuddin Aibak, second slave Iltutmish. Now Iltutmish got power in hand, and now Iltutmish continued to expand the empire over Delhi. He got now sufficient time to manage his empire. He established a system that is called a Chahalgami system. Now 40 nobles were appointed there. They will guide, they will help the ruler. And the most important thing here in this all sequence, that is the empire, whatever the nobles were there, they were only Turk Muslims. Indian Muslims were not allowed to enter in the court. That means getting prominent places in the court. Turks were the administrator. That's why More precisely, we can call this rule as Turk rule. Now, uh, at that time, these invaders were speaking Persian language, Turkey language, or a mixture of Arabic, Persian like that, whereas Indians were not able to communicate with them. And for that purpose, a mixed language was derived, particularly in North India. So Hindi was prominent there. So the words from Turkey language, the words from Persian language, words from Arabic language, and verbs, verb, verbs from Hindi. Like that, some mixture is carried out. And this language is called as Urdu. The literally meaning of Urdu is camp, the language which is spoken in camp, or to deal with local people with this invader. So like that, this language was developed that is called as Urdu language at that time. So Urdu is basically mixture of Arabic, Persian, predominantly Persian, and Turkey words along with Hindi verbs. So like that, culture or cultural exchange were developed. Now certain ideas of religions were developed in India at that time, particularly Bhakti movement started to greater extent in India. But we are discussing that in later phase. Here I am just giving guideline, outline of these rulers and all that. Then in later phase, we are discussing about these social changes, economical changes, all these things we are going to discuss in much later phase. Now here, I am just explaining after this Iltutmish, he was aware. Okay, by the time one more international incident took place. I'm now pointing out towards that international incident. That international incident was rise of Mongol power in world. I'm not saying in India, in the world. A great warrior evolved from Mongolia. Again, I am saying a great warrior. All right. As we are aware, as we discussed in earlier lectures about Hun people. So same way, from that Mongolia only, the another great warrior evolved named as Chinggis Khan. He is popular under name Chinggis Khan, Chinggis Khan, Genghis Khan, like that various names are there. His original name was Taimujdin. This Taimujdin was following a religion that is called as Tengri religion, a native Mongolian religion, some god which was there in Altai mountain, which is towards southern part of Siberia, Russia, and northern part of Mongolia. So there, their god was there, some Tengri, and he was following this religion that is called as Tengri religion. This Mongol, uh, he united first, divided Mongol tribes. He faced lot of troubles in his childhood, early youth, but later he managed to overcome. First, he united that Mongol, and then he attacked over China. See, I love him for that only purpose. Enemy of enemy is our friend. And so he attacked over China. At that time also, some sort of enmity was there between China and India. Now, this Genghis Khan attacked over China and he conquered vast part of China. That is actually, I should call it Chin. And therefore, he took title as Chinggis Khan. The original word, what I read, that is Chinggis Khan. That means overlord of the world. Say, just after occupying China, he started calling himself as overlord of the world. It was just Mongolia and China. That is also not entire China, what we are showing in map today. Northern parts of China. But then he expanded his empire towards western part. And then he entered in Persia. He annexed out Persia. He entered in Arab Empire. Then he entered in Europe. And vast empire was carved out by this Mongol emperor named as Chinggis Khan, or original name is Taimujdin. He was challenging to whatever the rulers at that time. Say, my God and your God. We have to check whose God is strong. Fight with me, defeat me, If I am getting lost, I will call that, yes, your God is powerful. And like that, he was challenging out all these people at that time. He destroyed vast part of population of world at that time. Again, same like Huns only, the destroyer. But initially he was asking to surrender. If that city, that village is not surrendering, then he was brutally killing out them. And then he spread out. Now, this way they spread out all over the world part. It is said that Alexander the Great is having empire in the corner of empire carved out by Chinggis Khan. And then the biggest question is there, what about India? Whether this person, Chinggis Khan, entered in India or not? And answer is no. When he was trying to enter in Afghanistan, Yalduz asked help from Iltutmish, but Iltutmish wisely refused or intelligently refused to help Yalduz. And then Chengiz Khan wrote letter to Iltutmish about his great diplomacy, and Chengiz Khan went back. So his empire was one of the greatest empire in those time in the world. And now this Chengiz Khan, after observing this entire world, now he was having question in mind that whether we plundered various cities, we destroyed, we burnt out various cities, but what is the thing in Mongolia itself? Mongolia was not having any single city by that time. They were nomads. And then he decided to establish a city in Mongolia. See, they were staying in tents, very nice tents they were constructing. They were staying in tents. And now first time they decided to establish city in Mongolia, that is called as Ulaanbaatar. Pronunciation problems are there because whatever the spelling there I am pronouncing, but itself they say that some people are pronouncing some different way. Anyway, so Ulaanbaatar, that city was established by city was established by Chengiz Khan, that is Mongolia's capital today. And then he died out after a few years. His empire was divided into smaller pieces. They are called as khanates. That means we can say provinces. And each province was led by different Khan. Khan means here we have to consider overlord. They were not Muslims by religion till that time. Halagu is name of another invader, Mongol invader. He plundered out Baghdad, the capital of Khalifa at that time. Like that, various things were carried out by these Mongol. And ultimately, these Mongol invaders started attacking over India. Keep in mind, not Chengiz Khan, but his descendants were there to enter in India. After death of Iltutmish, or rather prior to death of Iltutmish, Iltutmish was aware that his sons were not capable of being ruler of the empire, but his daughter was capable, and he nominated his daughter for his empire. Her name is Rajia Sultana. She is the first female or lady ruler in Islamic India, or whatever the Islamic empire in India at that time. She was the first female or lady ruler of that empire, that is Rajia Sultana. But she was opposed by many nobles in the court. And ultimately, of the 4 years rule, she was dethroned and executed. After that, uh, grandsons of Iltutmish were there on throne, but they started facing problems from Mongol invaders time to time. These Mongol invaders were coming time to time over the empire, and almost Punjab territory was under control of Mongols now. This is the most important thing during his slave dynasty. The last ruler, named as Balban, he was continuously facing Mongol invaders, whereas Targhi Khan, who annexed out Punjab by that time, He challenged out once again by Balban, but in that battle, he intentionally lost. His actually betrayer, that is the wazir, that means prime minister, he sent, that was murdered in the battle, but he lost, unfortunately, his son in the battle. No doubt, Targi Khan was also lost out the battle. And then Balban also ended his life. And new dynasty arrived over this Delhi Sultanate named as Khilji or Khalji dynasty. Now, initially, they were not recognized. Why? Thing is that they were called as Afghans. Then they proved that they were not Afghans. They were racially Turk. But over 200 years, their ancestors settled out in Afghanistan, and therefore they were often called as Afghans. So, this way, the Chahalgami system allowed these people to rule, that is Khalji. Jalaluddin Khilji or Jalaluddin Khalji is name of this invader. Name of this emperor. He was challenged, but soon he established himself in this slave dynasty's empire. So new dynasty, we are calling this as Khalji dynasty. I'm ending out today's lecture over here. Tomorrow onwards, we are starting these lectures at 10 o'clock sharp. So try to be present for this lecture online for 10 o'clock. Thanks.